Hey y'all, it's your girl Tynisha Renee here. Welcome to Tynisha Talks, where I like to speak my mind and I love when y'all speak back. Today, child, woo! Slick your edges, slick your edges. I'ma keep it cute and classy, but your girl has some stuff to say. It was brought to my attention that a fellow YouTuber, also a black woman, created a video in which she discussed the toxic nature of manosphere platforms like the Kevin Samuel Show, Roommates, and Stephen Speaks. In doing so, sis took a clip of one of my YouTube videos, put it into her video, and referred to me as, let me get this right, a pick-me / mammie who performs as an attack dog for men and has lost all sense of connection to her womanhood, end quote. Let's go ahead and jump right into the clip so that you can see for yourself.
You know these women. All of their perspectives hold men at the nucleus. They might refer to other women as females or say that they don't keep female friends because insert stereotype. They're in clubhouse rooms trying to hold women accountable. They perform as men's attack dogs on these stupid panels. The pick-me's, the mammies, women who have lost all connection with their own womanhood. They believe that if they completely reject the feminine and appease the masculine, they will get chosen.
Yes, a whole lot to unpack here. The reason why I wasn't extremely bothered is because her claims about me were so inaccurate and biased that it was purely comical to me. So for those of you who are new to my channel, here's a brief snippet of what my content is like.
All of their perspectives hold men at the nucleus.
I'm all for the freaky, nasty, women embracing their sexuality.
They might refer to other women as females.
Men have like this surplus of women to choose from, and they're not like your average women. What messages are we getting about black women that makes us feel that way?
They believe that if they completely reject the feminine and appease the masculine, they will get chosen.
We need to stop putting so much pressure on ourselves to mold ourselves into being what we think society says we should be in order to be worthy of being married. Okay.
That's weird.
Awesome. Really appreciate the camaraderie out here, sis. I'm gonna say my piece on this and then we're gonna move forward with talking about the issue with lack of accountability with men and women. So here are the issues that I have with what she did. For one, I'm very much a say it with your chest type of person. If I see something that I disagree with, I vocalize my thoughts and oftentimes engage in conversation with the person who said it. One, to make sure I'm not misunderstanding something, but also to try to get an idea of where the other person is coming from. And sometimes you might walk away from that conversation with a little bit more insight or a different perspective than what you had before. But this woman didn't even comment on the video that she took the clip from. If she did, we could have talked about it. You say your piece, I say mine. And if we disagree about it, that's fine. The fact that she didn't do that, used my clip, and didn't even tag my channel in her video so that I could see the video for myself and then make comments on it, that's very passive aggressive and corny to me. So the second thing is that I noticed that when she inserted clips of the male creators, so Kevin Samuel's, Roommates, Stephen Speaks, she let their audio play, so you heard what they were saying. However, she muted my entire audio and did a voiceover to fit the narrative that she was creating. If you're gonna critique someone, at least let your audience hear what the person is saying so that they're able to form their own opinions. But the irony of her statement is that it mirrors tactics that men use when we speak against misogyny, patriarchy, and other problematic dynamics. Men will often take what a woman says, twist her words, and then demonize her to remove focus from the original point being made. On one hand, if you don't agree with men and societal norms, you're negatively labeled as a feminist who hates men. But then if you don't co-sign everything that women say, you're labeled as a pick-me. It's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. So anyway, those are my thoughts on that. We're gonna move past that because it's very low vibrational. So whoever watched her channel, y'all can refer her here so she can see what I had to say, and that's it. Moving on. So this is actually a perfect segue for a topic that I've been wanting to dive into for a while now, and that is the issue with black men and black women taking accountability or lack thereof. Do I really want to go here today? Yes, I do. To take a couple steps back, Tynesha Talks is pretty much a space to have open dialogue about love, sex, dating, relationships, and other controversial topics. But lately, I've been focusing a lot on the issues with dating amongst Black men and women in a series called Surviving Dating. My goal with the Surviving Dating series is to have difficult conversations from an unbiased lens. Some weeks we focus on the gripes that men have with women. Other weeks we talk about the frustrations that women have. I started this series because there is a clear disconnect between men and women. This rise in manosphere videos, in addition to the rise of women expressing their frustrations, is evidence of that. And I don't know, y'all, I'm really not a fan of how it seems like we're creating forums for us to bash one another instead of taking more of a solution-focused approach to the issues that we have. It's really ironic because we spend a lot of time pointing fingers at the opposite sex and emphasizing the fact that we don't need one another, but then turn right back around and complain about the fact that we can't find anybody. How many times have you seen comments from women where they say that they don't need a man and they can do bad all by themselves? Or posts saying that men can cook and clean for themselves so they don't need women as much as we think that they do. How are you putting that type of energy out there and then expecting a blessing to come from it? Why are we normalizing this idea that we don't need one another? If you are a heterosexual individual, I find it very hard that you can move through life and be completely happy and okay without getting companionship from the opposite sex. Humans are social creatures, so if you're operating from a space where you feel like you don't need anyone and that you're okay with dying alone, you really need to do some type of shadow work to figure out where that's coming from. Back to the accountability piece. This lack of accountability is something that both men and women seem to be struggling with. Often you see that if you critique what men do, it's considered male bashing. If you critique what women do, you're a misogynist and you have toxic masculinity. I think that we really have to get to a point where we ask ourselves, what is our objective? Are you focused on being right and venting your frustrations without listening to the viewpoints of others? Or do you want to have progressive discussions and ultimately end up in a happy and healthy relationship? But if you're not willing to listen to feedback from others and then make improvements accordingly, then what are we even doing here with dating? How are you going to maintain a healthy relationship when you do get into one? Ooh, child, I'm getting hot. I don't know if y'all feel me right now, but I just feel like, I'm getting frustrated because this don't make no sense. It makes no sense. My concern is that a lot of these platforms are more focused on pandering to their target audience versus genuinely caring about making positive changes, and it shows. I really feel like we need to practice better discernment when listening to these platforms. Take what resonates with you, i.e. things that you can personally grow from, not what is reinforcing the stereotypes that you have about the opposite sex, and then go ahead and do the shadow work on your own. Until we can collectively do that, dating will be doomed. So let's try to change the direction of this, y'all. How about in the comments, y'all share one thing that you feel you can improve on in order to be in a healthy relationship? And I don't mind sharing. So for me, I would say that I have to let go of this need to be in control all the time. And as I reflect, I realize that this constant need to be in control is tied to abandonment issues. In my past relationships, I would cut people off prematurely as a way to stay in control, or withhold my true emotions in order to feel in control, and it definitely had a negative impact on things. And even though it can be hard to admit what you suck at, I think that these conversations are usually transformative, and it can lead to developing a deeper bond with the person that you're interested in. We all have struggles, we all have a past, nobody is perfect, and the sooner that we can take accountability for these struggles, the sooner that we'll be able to see growth. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video, but please let me know what you think in the comments. I know that we covered a lot today, but at the very least, I would love if y'all could share, again, one thing that you feel you need to improve on so that you can move on to a healthier relationship in the future. And then we could go ahead and have a little interactive discussion about it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all, but I'm hopping off this. As always, stay safe, stay blessed, and until next time, y'all, bye.